water.
I'm a little toasty.
Okay.
Oh man, welcome back. It's been a hot minute, but I am so excited to be going behind the visor once again in 2024 here with the steel blocks at Circle City Raceway. Man, I missed the call for us to be in staging because we were out in the boonies, but hey, we're here, made it to staging in time, and yeah, first feature race of the year, super excited. So here we are getting pushed off for the main, and just like always, first thing we're going to do is we're going to pack down our line. We are the first feature at Circle City of the night, so they just did a little track prep. They moved the tires in, probably a half a car, and they just kind of wet and kind of packed down the top here. And you know, we ran here with the 410 in 2022, so kind of have a little bit of kind of like the tendencies of the track where the line is typically, but now we're in a crate, so but the track doesn't change. So I'm just thinking, here we go, we're just going to be doing what I think we should be doing, and that's running the top. If you can't win the show, be the show, especially after the heat race. We qualified second. We started first in our heat race because Circle City steel blocks, they line you straight up, so they reward you for qualifying fast time. But we were second overall, which put us starting on the pole of the second heat. Got the green, and the guy on the outside of me just beat me down into one, and I could hang with him, but I just could not get a run on him, which I should be uploading that video at a later date. But yeah, just could hang with him, just really couldn't. Once I got back to him, I just couldn't do anything with this little motor here. So I figured, okay, so that's how the night's gonna go. We're starting fourth, and basically they're gonna take off on me, and I'm gonna do everything I can just to reel them in, and not gonna be able to do anything with momentum to pull on them or throw a slider or something like that. So I'm like, all right, well, we'll just sit in fourth and just wait for mistakes, and just try not to get butt packed on the start. You can see the cushion here in 1 and 2 is just really high up there. A little nervous here. So now that they're saying pack the bottom because they moved the tires in a little bit. So just getting the track ready here to put on a great show. So here we are, getting the one to go, coming to the green, and yeah, this orange car here that's the guy that beat me in the heat race, and he's very strong, so I know that I can trust him. And the guy starting on the pole, he went fast time and won his heat race, and the guy starting on the inside of me here, qualified third, I think, and so he finished second in his heat race. So I'm feeling that we have a lot of speed. So here we go, get the green, and I was like, wow, actually they didn't drop me all that much. So the top is really nice, and going down the back chute here, the guy on the inside of me spun out. So yellow, full restart. I'm thinking, great, I'm not going to get that kind of start again. So hopefully this next start I can time a little bit better, knowing that they're both trying to get down to the bottom. To hopefully that first turn I can get around them on top. So here we are, gonna get the second restart, or the first start again, and this yellow car kind of comes up a little bit. They scuff tires. I'm like, oh man, this is a little bit different than I was expecting. But again, everyone's just kind of going down to the bottom here. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just go rail the top in 3. The turn 3 cushion's a little bit further off the wall, so you have a little bit of a shot to jump it, or turn 1 you don't. So I'm just trying to really kind of sneak up there without killing speed. But I'm like, hey, we're hanging with these cars here, feeling pretty good. And here, kind of race each other, pinch them, and actually slide in between them when they both come up to the wall. Thought the orange car was going to go to the wall, or to the top, but he didn't. So I'm like, all right, I think he's going to go down to the bottom. He goes to the bottom. All right, cool. Rail the top here, and talk about close, because I was like, yikes, woo! toe curler right there, but gave me enough room. Tries to slide, but didn't have enough speed going in, so now I'm just hoping for no yellow. You know, we got to get a lap in, and yeah, now I'm like, okay, just pace now. Just pace yourself. You know, run on the top, kind of look over my shoulder there to see where they're running, and I don't see anyone on the bottom now, so they're all running up top. So kind of showing my hand here where I'm going to be at, and you know, just hitting my marks and just trying not to screw it up. Last year I felt like we had a lot of speed and I screwed stuff up, but you know, yellow flag comes out, which is kind of good, kind of bad. You know, being a rhythm driver and a drummer, you know, it's super easy to get the rhythm here, my rhythm, and just keep that tempo. If I need to speed it up, I can do it on the fly, but you know, with these yellows, it just kills my momentum and just my rhythm. And I don't see a spun car, and so over the receiver, they're like, yeah, we had a 360 spin, and I'm like, so close, man, so close. We could have kept it green. But yeah, here, clean the camera off. I always forget to do that sometimes, because in the moment I'm just trying not to die and trying to find the fastest line. But yeah, that lap before, before we went yellow, I kind of hit the top there and won, and it just felt like it was slime. So I'm just trying to pack it down a little bit more. Being the lead car, I feel like I can kind of dictate where the other, you know, 16 cars are behind me, where they're kind of following, because they follow the leader here. So I was just thinking, yeah, if we can all kind of get up here, pack this line down, the entry to 1 will be a lot easier. All right, so we got the 1 to go. We're going into 3 here. Coming to the green! And yeah, just trying to really make sure that I hit my mark, because this is the one shot that they have to really kind of slide me. Because, you know, 604s don't have as much torque as some of the bigger motors in the steel blocks. So now I'm feeling a little bit comfortable getting down into 3 here, and just knowing that it's going to take a little bit more than just torque to get by me. So running the top here, feeling good, and red flag. The turn 1 cushion was extremely technical. And, you know, to a point, like, I'm glad I didn't know how close I was to the wall on 1 and 2, because it was on the wall. But yeah, the third place car, got that started on the pole, just got in there a little too hot and jumped the cushion, and you can see where he's sitting there. And I'm looking at the wall, and I'm like, yeah, I can see that he hit the wall pretty early. So again, one of those things is like, okay, once we get pushed off here, gotta kind of work that line in, kind of where that second red light is, and just kind of pack that down so I have a little bit more bite on entry and feel a little bit more secure when we get to restart. All right, so we're coming to green here after the red, and again, just gonna rail the top here, and the bottom actually kind of comes in a little bit because there's a little bit of moisture from where the car flipped, left some water or something down there. So feeling okay now in 3 and 4, now that I know he was running the bottom. Waiting for a slider here, don't see it. Focusing back on the cushion here, and you know, car's starting to really feel really secure in this car. You know, it's been, you know, since September, so it's been 7 months since, you know, I sat in the sprint car and drove it around for BG, and now, you know, last time I drove this car was in 2020, and this is a stomp and steer kind of car. I feel like you just stomp on the throttle and just steer it off the wall, and it just feels like it drives itself. So I'm getting more and more comfortable here, which each turn I'm just driving in a little bit deeper, a little bit deeper. But yeah, so 3 and 4 is pretty good. It's like kind of 141 where you kind of have to watch the exit. But yeah, now we're starting to see the wall. It's getting closer and closer. So I'm just really focusing on my marks here. Start to see lap traffic, so now I can kind of see if there's a different line, what they're running versus where I'm at. You know, I'd hate to lead all the laps but the last 2, because that doesn't sound familiar at all. But yeah, just getting a little bit more and more aggressive, especially in 1, because that's where I feel like where everyone's starting to get a little bit timid, so I can kind of drive it a little bit further and maybe get some distance. At this point, we had about almost a shoot gap to second, but another car flipped, same spot, turn one. You can see the big scuff there on the right. It's the one to the left. That's where he hit first, and then I can see he hit the wall 2 more times. So I'm like, okay, so this turn one cushion's starting to get really up there. You really have to be very technical, like on it. You can't be sissy-footing it. You can't be, you can't wuss out. Like, you have to man up and just drive it in there. And I'm feeling better and better each lap with this car, so I'm really excited because, like I said, this is the first race of the year, and we're leading the steel block feature, and, I don't feel like the car is going away. So now I'm just sitting here alone with my thoughts, kind of looking down and just like, okay, where am I? Am I going to look for a different line, or should I just stay up on top? And I was like, until I see otherwise, I'm sticking up top.
Uh-oh. Leaking water. I'm a little toasty. Okay. Hey, how many laps is it? How many laps is it? I honestly don't know off the top of my head. Yeah. Sorry, these guys are killing me though. Right? Yeah. You look good. Keep going. Thank you.
Alright, so here I am thinking I had a stuck gauge because throughout the whole night the temperature would go up, but it wouldn't go back down, the water temp. So like if we came off of like the heat race and it was 210, like it just stayed at 210, and then when we got pushed off for the feature it was like 210, and I'm like, oh, I think my water gauge is broken. However, after the track staff telling me that I'm leaking water, I'm like, okay, it might not be a stuck gauge, but I'm like, I don't feel like I'm losing any horsepower. So, I mean, we're on lap 12. Do we have 8 laps to go, or do we have 13 laps to go? So, everything fires off. I'm like, okay, like, still sounding good, but I mean, I'm glad I was like one of the last cars to get pushed off too. Thank God. So less yellow laps. So, and being the lead car, we don't have to speed up or catch anyone. They catch us. So I'm like, I really don't know what to do. But here, I mean, I can't even get my left side tires on the cushion anymore without hitting the wall. So I'm like, all right, the cushion is up there, and I guess we'll get the green, and then we'll kind of just play it lap by lap to see what everything's happening with the water temp here. Luckily, Indiana was pretty quickly once they get fired off of getting everyone lined up, and drivers are really good like that too. So we only had a lap and a half, 2 laps of idling around. So now we're coming back to green. Again, just really got to hit my marks. Horsepower gets you to top speed faster. So with not having the most horsepower, I got to get there as fast as I can without letting them by. And you're just going to keep doing the same thing. It kind of might hurt, because he knows what I'm going to do, but it's working. So don't see him on the inside there, and just going to start hitting my lines. See the cross flags there, so I'm like, oh, okay, so it's a 25 lap feature, not a 20 lap feature. So I was like, okay, 5 extra laps here, but the only thing I can do is just keep rolling, just hitting my marks. And like I said, like, it doesn't feel like it's going down on power. It doesn't sound like it's missing or anything. So just really kind of charging these first few laps here. You ever get the feeling of like someone's watching you, and then you look across the room and someone's staring at you? Like, that's how I feel right now. Like, I'm like, I feel pressure from behind. I can just feel it. Watch the tape back from the grandstands, and yep, since this restart, it's not the orange car, it's another car. It's a white car, number 41, who is only about maybe a car length, 2 car lengths behind me. and he was on me like stink on crap here, and you know, I'm just really trying to hit my marks. And since the whole thing with the water temp, I'm like, okay, I feel a little bit of pressure here, but you know, I'm gonna back it down 10% here. Since I got the momentum build up, I don't need to try to keep building it up. Just keep it here, you know, save a little bit of the race car in case this car decides to, you know, slide me or something like that. I still have a little bit of race car left to use up to, you know, throw a slider back. But yeah, just really hitting my marks here. The turn 4 cushion is starting to kind of go away a little bit. So you really kind of have to kind of get the right rear over it instead of just sliding on it. So you know, there it was a little low for what I wanted, but I'm just trying to really just keep this thing together. I mean, I feel great. Like I've been saying in this video, like I wasn't tired, wasn't worn out. Just more mental of just really trying to make sure that I don't jump the turn 1 cushion here, because it's bit 2 other people here, and just praying for no yellows, no red, because we need this thing to go to the end with this water temperature. So starting to see these lap cars, I'm like, okay, well, you know what, let me try to pick it up just a little bit here, because if we can get to the outside of these lappers, it'll protect me from the slider from the number 41 who is just stalking me. But here we get the white flag, and I'm like, wow, 13 laps. Okay, just hit turn 1 more time. Like, this is the tougher turn for me for the whole night. And you know, we'll go into here, look for the slider, don't see it, and yes, we freaking won it. And just as I go in here, you can see the radiator blew right there, and I got hit with some hot water on my right knee from the bell crank. So here they say checker, pull it out of gear, and I just turn it off. I'm like, I'm not. I mean, I know it's not the best thing to do is turn off overheating motor, but as you can hear it, like when we got back to our pit, we saw that the bottom and the top bowed out of the radiator, so the top line of the radiator just broke. And you know, here I'm just, again, we won, and we're supposed to drive back to Tech by the scales first. We're not supposed to go to victory lane right away because victory lane's on the outside of the track wall. But here I'm just trying to get some stuff off and look and see what's going on. But yeah, luckily we did not do any damage to the motor. Very thankful for that. The rain out on Saturday.
Where's it coming out of? Is it coming out of the radiator?
Yeah, you can see. I'm just asking if he can see where the water's coming out, and he can't. Because I thought maybe the lower hose blew off or something like that, but thankfully it didn't. The motor still has water in it. But yeah, so just really happy with everything, and yeah, so Saturday's rain out definitely helped us with Wilmot, because we could actually do stuff a lot slower. We had to run up the baling. Huge thanks to Baling Racing Equipment, by the way. Love their customer service, love their employees, and just love their products so much. So if you're looking for sprint car stuff, check out Baling Racing Equipment. But yeah, we had to run up there twice to Milwaukee on Saturday morning just to get some stuff to make sure that we could make it. And as soon as we knew it was canceled, it helped us. But yeah, we got everything fired. And by the time this post is probably after Kankakee and Wilmot. So, but yeah, so thank you so much for watching Behind the Visor. We got some awesome people here with the Steel Block series and crew guys. It's just awesome. But yeah, thank you so much for watching Behind the Visor. Check out Crane Racing on all your social media platforms: TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, and Spotify. Check out the Bench Racing Podcast. And yeah, we'll see you at a track super, super quickly. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed that first one of the year, and it's a wrap. Peace out, Girl Scout.